From Commander.com, it's your tech news today for Wednesday, August 8th. I'm Mike James, and coming up in just a bit, flaws found in a popular open source software have put the medical records of nearly 100 million people at risk. Plus, a smartwatch recently helped save a young man's life, and over 140 malicious apps are discovered in the Google Play Store. And get this, they target Windows machines. All that and more in Tech News Today from Commander.com. Our top tech news is pretty bad. Criminals may have stolen your medical records from one of the world's most widely used medical digital filing systems. Researchers from Project Insecurity recently discovered a bunch of flaws in OpenEMR's patient and practice systems. OpenEMR is a worldwide open source medical software that's used to store records and bill patients. You know, all the sensitive stuff. Well, those vulnerabilities may have exposed the health records of nearly 100 million patients. I mean, we see these numbers every week, but really, you don't think about it as much as we used to. 100 million patients worldwide. Many of the flaws were listed as critical. If exploited, they would give hackers access to millions of medical records. And think about this, too. This is probably mostly elderly people that need to go to the doctor a lot, so this is a really bad hack. Americans are particularly at risk. Over 30 million people in the U.S. could be affected, resulting in a massive medical identity theft. Medical identity theft allows thieves to use your medical information to submit fraudulent claims to Medicare and other health insurers. This type of fraud can totally disrupt your medical care and affect your credit score. The good news is OpenEMR patched the flaws after being notified. It's not yet known if they were compromised by fraudsters before the patch. We have more tech news just ahead. Right now, a quick thank you to our amazing partners at Dell.
As a business owner, I rely on Dell Small Business Technology Advisors. I'm Kim Commando. Now, you and I both know there's nothing small about our businesses. Our reputation is always on the line, and that's where the Dell Small Business Technology Advisors come in. Reliable Dell PCs with Intel Core processors are rock solid. That means you can focus on getting business done. Call 877-BUY-DELL. That's 1-877-BUY-DELL.
More top tech news right now. Here's a mind-blowing story about a smartwatch that helped save a man's life. 24-year-old Mike Love, not from the Beach Boys. Well, Mike Love from the Beach Boys is not 24. Let's be honest. Anyway, Mike Love was alerted to some shocking news about his health. It wasn't his doctor that gave him the tip. It was his Apple smartwatch. Love started receiving warnings from the watch that his resting heart rate was well above average. While sleeping, his heart rate would soar to as much as 140 beats per minute. 140 beats per minute. Help me, Rhonda. That's much higher than the average 60 beats per minute. Love immediately went to his doctor to let him know that the smartwatch discovered, and after a series of tests, a number of medical conditions were found. Tests revealed an undiagnosed hole in his heart. Oh, I should just play that Hole in My Heart song from the 80s. Maybe not. Along with a related lung condition. Doctors say he probably was born with the hole in his heart, but the lung condition was a result of having lived with it all those years, and that could have been a deadly issue if they hadn't discovered it in time. Tech both discovered and fixed the problem. Smartwatch detected the issue. The robot was used to do the surgery, repairing his heart and lung with a procedure that heals faster than traditional surgery. Love's recovery time was only a few weeks, and he was quickly able to return to working on his college degree, which happens to be in robotics. Very cool. A bunch of malicious apps were recently discovered in the Google Play Store, and these apps have a strange twist. The infected apps do not target Android devices. Instead, they go after Windows systems. They contain Microsoft Windows executable files that are infected with malware. It's possible that the app developers are creating the apps on Windows systems that are already infected with malware. Most of the infected apps were released to the Google Play Store between October and November of last year. That means the apps have been available to consumers for nearly a year now. Now, Google has since removed all the impacted apps, 145 in total. You may have downloaded one or more to your system. It's worth taking a look into because some of them contained spying malware that lets scammers log your keystrokes. From there, they can steal passwords, credit card details, social security numbers. You know the drill. To see a list of some of the apps that were infected, go to Commander.com and search for Windows malware. Here's an Alexa skill that people could use, but they've decided not to. Amazon has sold around 50 million Alexa-enabled devices, including Echoes, Echo Dots, and Echo Spots. The company had a major plan to get these devices into people's homes, not only to help people with basic tasks, but also to help with Amazon purchases. That plan doesn't appear to be working very well. A new report suggests that very few people are using the Alexa app to buy from Amazon. Only 2% as of this podcast, and worse yet, those who did use it to shop on Amazon only tried it just once and never came back. Why the hesitation? One could speculate that it's harder to do comparison shopping on Alexa. It's easier to gawk and drool at items on a nice big screen, but there are perks to shopping via your Alexa, including some very tempting voice-only discounts on certain items, and Alexa could save you some real money. And we expect to see more consumers warming up to voice-only orders sometime soon as people get more familiar with the Alexa apps. A green mass is headed for the Earth. Is it the Incredible Hulk on his way? No, it's actually a big green comet. And let's hope it's not Hulk smash time. The comet is huge, zipping past the Earth even as I speak, about 70 million miles away. It appears to be headed for its closest point near the Sun, and the comet has piqued the curiosity of astronomers who are watching it get brighter. In fact, 16 times brighter than it has been in the past. This hurling massive object is an amazing sight, surrounded by a green atmosphere twice the size of Jupiter. The Hulk-like color is caused by the ionization of cyanide and carbon molecules as the comet gets closer to the Sun. Although the comet itself has begun to break up, it's still headed this way, and researchers aren't sure what it means for the Earth as it passes by. But the enormous particle-filled cloud trailing it could cause some electromagnetic weirdness. It's no ordinary trailing cloud, by the way. It's about 162,000 miles long. So yeah, a little weirdness might ensue. One Russian scientist is expressing fear for the Earth itself, but not everybody is convinced that the end is near. They're expecting a bright, amazing green display. Now, if you want to catch it, it should be visible in the northern hemisphere. The best days to view it would be today, tomorrow, or tonight and tomorrow night, and August 7th and 8th. Kids will be headed back to school soon, and this year they're in for a treat. Google is rolling out a major redesign of its web service, Classroom. It's free for schools, nonprofits, and anyone with a personal Google account. Classroom was built to make it easier for students and teachers to connect both inside and outside of school. It's been a few years since the service launched and has been in desperate need of an upgrade. Well, that time has come. With a refreshed look and a handful of new features, this upgrade should be a great help to everyone who uses it. One of the new features is a grading tool that works with Google Docs as well as Office files, PDFs, and videos. Teachers can also create a comment bank so they can reuse feedback from multiple students who make the same mistakes. A terrific time saver. And there are new features that students can use too. Google is tweaking the way it handles margins and indentations, which should improve the overall writing experience, especially for students making MLA-style creations. Look for this brand new feature sometime in the fall. Perfect timing for back to school. Hey, this story is going to make fraudsters happy. A report says millennials don't worry about their data security when using an app, and that opens them up to malware, data leaks, identity theft, and worse. It's not like they don't know that the risks are there. After all, these are the kids who have grown up with the internet, so they know what kind of dangers exist, but if you're not concerned about your security and you fail to take steps to protect your data and identity, that puts everybody around you at risk too. Think about a person in an office getting a phishing email. If they're not worried about data security, they're more likely to click on a bad link and then bang, the entire office network is compromised. To be clear, this study was conducted in the Asia-Pacific region, but the numbers are pretty representative of millennials worldwide. It says most millennials will consider the convenience of an app over security. Crazier still, 32% say they'd keep using an app even when data was compromised. Other generations, such as Gen Xers and baby boomers, were more cautious about security, picking safety over convenience. Hey, when you're done listening to this podcast, do us a favor and give us a 5-star review. It helps other people find us, and we do appreciate it. And finally, for today's Commando Kicker, brace yourself for this one. When you think of someone who would answer nature's call on a high school track and a football field, the last person to come to mind would probably be the school's superintendent, but that's exactly what happened during a New Jersey superintendent's morning jog. He was running along one morning and decided to drop his trousers hours and do the morning business right there on the track. Obviously, the man was arrested, and he's now known as not the superintendent, but the pooperintendent, and no one's surprised that he's resigning soon. It's going to be tough explaining that in his next job interview. For more fun and interesting facts, go to commando.com and search for the Commando Kicker. And that's our tech news today. Special thanks to our partners at Udemy.
If you know anything at all about me, you know I'd love a great podcast, like the one you're listening to right now. And not only do I get to host a couple of podcasts every week, I'm also a big podcast listener. Podcasts allow me to go deeper into subjects, which is why podcasts are incredible tools for not only entertainment, but also learning. So let me turn you on to Udemy. What's your passion? At Udemy, you can learn anything. And when I say anything, I'm telling you that Udemy offers more than 65,000 courses on, well, anything. And it's the largest space for online learning. It has something truly for everyone. You want to become a better investor, photographer, gardener, writer, or maybe teacher? How about web developer or something really different? Maybe tarot cards. You'll find it at Udemy. But what if you're an expert on something? Maybe you're an expert photographer or teacher. Then sign up as a Udemy instructor. You can earn money and sell your class right from their website.
Get started from anywhere, your smartphone, tablet, or computer. That's ude.my/today. Right now, get 90% off when you sign up for classes. That's ude.my/today.